Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to do a hero review of Star-Lord. Hey, what could go wrong?
Yeah. You really want to know?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, this is a promo card that we got from someone at Con Heroes, so that's pretty cool.
All right. So on his alter ego side, he's Peter Quill. He's got a hand size of 6. He's got 10 hit points, and he is an outlaw. He has a 3 recovery. And as setup, he can search his deck and discard pile for a copy of the elemental gun and upgrade and add it to his hand and then shuffle his deck afterwards. And what's great about this is with that, you can actually take and mulligan that card out at the very beginning if you know you've got one. And hopefully you don't draw the other one in your opening hand. But even if you do, actually, no. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you'll still get to pull one back. But he also has, as an action, Smooth Talker. You can choose a card in your hand and swap that card with the top card of your deck. Limit that once per round.
Okay. And then for Star-Lord, he is a 2/2/1. He's got 5 hit points, 10 hit points, hand size 5. Yeah, he's not that big of a weakling. He's a guardian. Each ally you control gains the guardian trait, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the important part there is it's not when they're in your hand, you don't control them. So it's not until they've been played.
All right. But the fun part with him is he's got his powers. What could go wrong? Interrupt. When you play a card from your hand, you can deal yourself a face down encounter card and reduce the resource cost to play that card by 3. And then he's got a lot of cards that are affected by the number of face down encounter cards he has.
Yep.
All right. So his signature ally.
So his signature ally is Nova Prime. Nova Prime's, Prime is a 5-cost ally. He thwarts for 2. He attacks for 3. He has 3 hit points. He is Aerial Nova Core. And then after you play Nova Prime from your hand, defeat a non-elite minion.
Okay. Then we got 3 copies of Daring Escape. So this is one of the first cards that deals with face down encounter cards. Hero action. Deal yourself a face down encounter card to ready your hero and draw a card. So this is a way to get more encounter cards even.
Then we've got 2 copies of Gutsy Move. It's a 2-cost event. It's a thwart event. As a hero action, you can remove 2 threat from a scheme and then remove 2 additional threat from that scheme for each face down encounter card in front of you.
Okay. Then we got 3 copies of Sliding Shot. So you have to have an element gun out to play this. But you deal 5 damage to an enemy and deal 2 additional damage to that enemy for each face down encounter card in front of you. So like the Daring Escape allows you to keep drawing extra encounter cards. You know, you're great during the player phase, but you know, when the villain phase shows up, then you got to deal with them.
Yep. All right, then we've got the bad boy. So this is a 3-cost support. It's a vehicle. As a hero interrupt, when you would take any amount of damage from a villain's attack, you discard this card, prevent all of that damage, and then change to alter ego form and draw 2 cards.
Okay. Then he actually has 2 element guns, 1 for each hand. It's a tech weapon, restricted, max 2 restricted cards per player. Hero action, you can exhaust an element gun and spend a resource of any type to deal 3 damage to an enemy, and the attack gains piercing. So it's a nice toughness breaker.
All right, then we've got Jet Boots, which is a 2-cost upgrade. It is a tech item. And then Star-Lord gains the aerial trait with these. So you could potentially build around an aerial themed deck if you wanted to. And if you want to see cards that are good for that, look at our Angel video. But as a hero interrupt, when Star-Lord would take any amount of damage, you can exhaust the Jet Boots and prevent one of that damage for each face-down encounter card in front of you.
Okay. Then we got Leader of the Guardians. It's a 3-cost upgrade. Each Guardian character you control gets +1 thwart.
And remember, everybody you control is a Guardian.
Yeah, all your allies are Guardians, and Star-Lord would get. So everyone gets +1 thwart.
Then you've got Star-Lord's helmet. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It is a tech armor. And while you're in hero form, you get +1 hand size for each face-down encounter card in front of you to a maximum of 3. So unfortunately, it does limit you to 3, but still, that's 3 extra cards every turn if you pull a lot of encounter cards.
All right. Then his obligation is banishment. You give to the Peter Quill player. You may flip to alter ego form and then choose. You can exhaust Peter Quill to remove this from the game. So the standard setup, Or you could discard an element gun from play. If you cannot, then you place 3 threat on the main scheme and you discard the obligation.
Yeah, he looks so happy in that picture.
Well, he's been banished.
All right, and then his Nemesis minion is Mr. Knife. Mr. Knife is a 2 scheme, 2 attack with 6 health. He is a criminal elite with Retaliate 1. And the first treachery, the engaged player reveals each villain phase gains Surge. So you'll draw another one.
All right. Then side scheme is a budding crime syndicate. It comes in Hinder 2, so that's 2 extra threat per player. It has a hazard and it has a base 2. So in our 2-player game, that would start with 6 threat.
All right, then you've got 3 copies of Spartoi Cunning. What?
Spartoi, I guess.
Yeah, Spartoi Cunning. So you discard a card. When revealed, you discard a card at random from your hand and take 1 damage and place 1 threat on the main scheme.
Okay. All right. And as
Lord knows I love to discard random cards.
And as a guardian, of course, there's lots of guardian allies. So see our group video for that. But also he can have, anybody he plays becomes a guardian, kind of like Maria, with what she can do with.
Yeah, I think he was actually the first character
he
to do
was.
that. Yeah.
But so this is a guardian ally we did not include in the Groot video
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. So this is I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
So he's a 3-cost ally who thorns for 1 and then backs for 2 with 2 consequential.
Groot.
It's got 6 hit points. He is a guardian, and you do have to be a guardian to play him.
And I am Groot.
As a response, after he defends against an attack, you can heal 2 damage from him. So he's a good one to, with Peter specifically, because Peter's probably going to be taking a lot of minions in with all the extra cards. So Groot can help him deal with those a little better.
I'm Groot. All right. Then we got Sentry. So Sentry is so we're starting with some aggression cards here. It's 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 3 attack, 5 hit points. He's an Avenger. Force response. After Sentry enters play under your control, deal yourself an encounter card. So again, this is another face down encounter card for Star-Lord. Now it doesn't say face down because I think he came in like Ms. Marvel or one of the early ones. And so that's before they wanted to emphasize that it's face down, I guess. But it's a face down encounter card.
All right, so we've got Fusel out here. So this is a 2-cost attack event. As a hero action, you can exhaust a weapon upgrade you control to deal 5 damage to an enemy. And this is nice because you've got the element guns, which also require them to be exhausted, but they deal 3 damage. The Fusillade deals 5. So if you don't need the piercing, you can actually deal a little bit extra if you've got the extra resource. Because this costs 1 resource. This is the 2 to play it. But
right.
So you can deal a little bit of extra damage with your guns there.
Or you can spend 0 and do the same amount of damage. But this is combined with your basic attacks. When you're doing a basic attack, when your hero makes a basic attack, you can exhaust a weapon, an element gun, on your hero, and your hero gets +3 attack for this attack.
Yep. Then we've got Plan of Attack. So this is a 0-cost event. It's a tactic. As an action, you can search the top 4 cards of your deck. If you are in alter ego form, it's 7 cards instead. But you're searching for an attack event and add that card to your hand and then shuffle your deck afterwards. And this is in here because, of course, you're playing aggression. You'll probably have attack events from that. But he also has quite a few attack events. Right. So you've got a good chance of getting an extra card for that.
And it's a great card to play on the turn that you use your bad boy because you're going to be in alter ego. So then you just turn around and play the 7 after,
Yep.
So you can come back into hero form with a lot of
cards.
Yep. All right. Then we got player side scheme here. Keep up the pressure. It costs 0. Victory 0. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an attack event and add it to their hand. Again, he has a lot of attack events in his kit. Until the end of the phase, each attack event deals 1 additional damage, and it's 2 threat per player.
Right. Then we've got the Energy Spear. So this is a 1-cost upgrade. It is a weapon. You can attach it to a Guardian ally. Again, all of his allies are going to be Guardians. And it does max 1 per ally, but the attached ally gets +2 attack, and their attacks gain piercing.
Okay. Then we got Fluid Motion. It's a 1-cost upgrade. After you play an attack event, exhaust this card. Your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. a max 1 per attack event. So you can get a little extra damage.
We've got Test the Defense. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a skill, max 1 per player. But after you play an attack event, you can place 1 test counter here. And then once you have 5 test counters here, you can discard this to deal 5 damage to an enemy.
Right, then for Justice, we got Blindfold, 3-cost ally, 2 thwart, 0 attack, 2 hit points, psionic X-Men Guardian. Response: after Blindfold enters play, look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, discard one of those cards, and put the rest back in the same order. Now this is really good because when you're using his what could go wrong, and his daring escape, I think it's called. You're drawing extra encounter cards, so you can kind of control or at least get a sneak peek of what you're going to deal with during the encounter phase.
Yes, that's it. It is. That's really nice. All right, then we got Think Fast. It's a 1-cost event. Play only if you have the Guardian trait, but you can take a damage to confuse the villain. And since, you're probably going to be taking good chunks of damage with all the extra encounter cards, you might be going down a little bit more often. So this is nice to be able to take 1 point of damage to confuse the villain so he doesn't scheme on you.
All right, then we got Global Logistics, Shield Tactic event. Exhaust 1 shield card you control. Look at the top 4 cards of the player deck or the encounter deck. Discard any number of those and put the others on the top and the bottom, or the bottom of the deck in any order. Now, mainly, I was thinking this for the encounter deck, so you can kind of see, again, the encounter cards that you're going to draw yourself. But you could do this on your deck as well for, what card you want to make sure that you're going to use a 3-cost discount.
Yeah, but the great thing is there's any number of shield cards. You can use any of the shield allies, or you can use any of the shield supports, upgrade. There's a ton of cards that will help trigger that.
Like a Helicarrier even.
Yep. All right, then we've got Generation X. So this is a player side scheme, 0 victory, but each X-Men character gets +1 thwart. We'll make a basic thwart against this. So that would only apply basically if you've got another X-Men player or if you have X-Men allies in your deck, because you're not an X-Men, so you don't care about that piece as much. But the great part is whenever defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event and add it to their hand. And again, his can swing really big for both thwart or attack. So those are nice.
And it's 3 threat per player.
Yeah, 3 threat per player.
We have another player side scheme, Going Undercover, Victory 0. The defeating player looks at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. They may add 1 non-scenario specific card from among those to the victory display. So bye-bye shadows. Then place the rest on top and the bottom of the encounter deck in New York. So again, you can manipulate the encounter deck for the extra encounter cards you're going to get.
Yeah, and get rid of a particular.
And it has 4 threat.
All right, then we've got the Raft. So the Raft is a newer one. It's a 2-cost support. It's a shield location. So that would actually help trigger the, what was the card that we were looking at? Oh, no, that's a different resource or different aspect. Never mind. So this one is a response after a minion leaves play. You could tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile and remove threat from the scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. Now, the important part for this, for Star-Lord, is if there are at least 4 minions here, you can deal 1 random minion to a player, to any player, as a face-down encounter card. So if Star-Lord's in the game, he's going to probably be the one who wants those. So even if he's not the Justice player in the game, this is one that might be worth another Justice player, convincing them to put that in there to help get you more encounter cards.
And our last Justice card is Intelligence. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a preparation card, max 1 per player. After a player is dealt an encounter card,
And you're getting a lot of them.
yeah, discard. This is when it's dealt. Yeah, you discard Intelligence. Look at each encounter card dealt to each player. So that includes all the extra ones that Star-Lord has.
Yep.
+1. And then you may swap any number of those cards. So
Get deck manipulation.
yeah, the +1 is whatever top card on the encounter deck. So.
Yep.
All right, then we move to Leadership.
All right, here in Leadership, first thing we've got is Kalu. So Kalu is a 2-cost ally. He is thwarts for 1, attacks for 1. He has 2 health. He is an Avenger Mystic. But as a response, after he enters play, you can search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event and add that event to your hand and then shuffle your deck. Again, it doesn't specify whether it's player or aspect, so you can get one of his really big swinging player cards.
Okay. Then we got Welcome Aboard. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, max 1 per round. Reduce the resource cost of the next ally played this phase by 2. So, pretty nice.
All right, then we've got Blaze of Glory. So this is a 2-cost event, maximum per round, but each Guardian character, and all of your characters are Guardians, gets +2 thwart and +2 attack this phase. Unfortunately, the negative is at the end of the phase, you're going to deal 1 damage to each Guardian character, but you can do a lot of thwart or attack depending on your board state.
Speaking of a lot of attack, we got Mass Attack. It's a 3-cost event. Attack. Exhaust 3 allies that you control that share a trait with your hero, which all of them are Guardians.
This is good with anybody, but he can build this with any combination of heroes, so it's great.
You deal
allies, I mean.
And let's continue. So deal X damage to an enemy, where X is the total attack of those allies and your hero.
Yep. All right, then we've got organizational support. It's a resource card. When you spin this card, you can exhaust up to 3 allies and or supports you control that share a trait with your identity and generate the printed resources on each card exhausted this way. So, of course, you'll have probably a lot of allies. You'll have other supports as well. But
all right, then we got Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a 2-cost support. Play under any player's control. Max 1 team card per player. If each of your characters has the Guardian trait, which you will, this card gains response after you play an upgrade or an ally.
On an ally.
An upgrade on an ally. Yep, draw a card. So that's for you Voltron fans.
All right, then we've got target practice. So this is 0-cost support. When any ally with a weapon upgrade makes an attack, and again, you get to draw a card for playing an upgrade on an ally. But any ally with a weapon upgrade makes an attack, you can discard target practice. That ally is going to get +2 for that attack.
Okay. And then we only pulled a couple of the upgrades, the Guardian specific ones, but all the other ones could be played too,
yes.
Like Inspired and things like that.
But we pulled these specifically because they apply to Guardians specifically, and everybody's a Guardian for you.
So this is Comms Implant, 1-cost upgrade, exhaust attach to a Guardian ally, max 1 per ally. Attach ally gets +1 thwart and +1 hit point.
And then we also have the Laser Blaster, which is a 1-cost weapon upgrade. Again, attached to a Guardian ally, but 1 per ally, but they get +1 attack, and the attacks gain overkill.
Okay. Then for protection, we got Brother Voodoo. He costs 3, 2 thwart with 2 consequential, 1 attack, 3 hit points. He's an Avenger, Mystic Guardian. Response after Brother Voodoo enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So this is the protection version of Kalu.
Then we've got Shake It Off. So Shake It Off is a 1-cost event. It's a skill. But after a Guardian character takes any amount of damage from an attack, give that character a tough status. So you can use this either on yourself or on any of your allies that you're going to play. So,
right. And this is one that Dirk came up with.
Yeah, I thought this one was a good idea because the Pericles, it is a little bit of expensive, but because of his ability, you can get a 3-cost discount on it, so it makes it much more affordable to play. But it's a shield vehicle, 6-cost support, comes in with 2 supply counters. But you can exhaust this, remove a supply counter from it, and give a hero or a villain a status card of your choice, and give an ally or a minion a status card of your choice. So this is a way to actually help protect yourself and your allies a little bit longer, because you're going to be taking a lot more encounter cards. There's a lot more likelihood that you'll be taking extra attacks. So I thought this one was especially good for him with that discount.
Then for pool, we got Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 4 hit points. Psionic X-Force Guardian. When a treachery is revealed, deal 2 damage to Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Cancel the treacheries when revealed effects, and comes in with a hazard. And of course, with his What Could Go Wrong, he's going to have a lot of it encounter cards.
Yep. Then we've got the Deadpool Core Ship. So it's a 1-cost support. It's a vehicle, but as an action, you can exhaust it and deal yourself a face-down encounter card to put a pool ally into play from your hand. So I love it. You're able to get, so you can put Negasonic out there for free, basically. You just, take a face-down encounter card, which you want to do that anyways. Sounds like a win-win to me.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
All right, for basic, we got Cosmo here. So Cosmo will be really good with those cards where you look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, and then you get to put them back on top of the bottom any way you want. So now you know what the top card of the encounter deck is going to be. The Cosmo, he costs 2, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. Interrupt when Cosmo attacks or thwarts. Name a card type, then discard the top card of a deck. This has been errata to only be player decks or encounter deck now. And if that card is of the name type, Cosmo does not take consequential damage.
Yeah, now, not only with the encounter deck manipulation, but also remember his smooth talker action, which is his alter ego action.
Yep.
You can swap a card, so you'll know what card you put on top of your deck. So you can use it there as well. All right, next we've got Directed Force. So this is 0 cost event. It's a skill, but as a hero interrupt, whenever your hero makes an attack that has a keyword, which is overkill, piercing, or range, which your guns have, is it ranged or, oh, they have piercing? Okay, yeah, your guns have piercing, then that attack deals 2 additional damage. So yeah, you can get through the toughness and hit something a little bit harder.
All right, then we got the CITT, 2 cost support, exhaust CITT, and spend 2 resources of any type to ready a guardian character.
Here we've got Nowhere, so this is a 2 cost support. You do have to be a guardian to play this location, but you can increase your ally limit by 1. And then after a player plays a guardian ally, you can exhaust Nowhere and that player draws a card. Now, once they're played, they are a guardian ally, so this would apply with any of your allies.
All right, so next we have the IPAC, and you'll see how this comes out in a second. 1 cost support, play only if your identity has the X-Force trait, which you do not. But you exhaust the IPAC and deal 1 face down encounter card to a player, which he wants encounter cards. That player draws 2 cards.
But since he's an outlaw, he's got tricks up his sleeve.
And the trick is this card.
Build Support. So this is a card we love. We've used this actually to cheat the IPAC out with a few, but it works really well with him because he wants those extra encounter cards. But it's it costs 1 to play. It comes in with 3 threat per player. But when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a support with a cost of 3 or less. IPAC only costs 1, and put it into play. So you don't have to worry about the restriction of X-Force on this. And you can put this out there and start getting yourself those extra encounter cards. And the extra hero cards as well.
So Star-Lord stealing the IPAC from X-Force. What could go wrong?
Right, so then we've got the Booster Boot. So this is a 1 cost upgrade. It's a tech armor. You do have to be a guardian to play this. But when you would take any amount of damage from an attack, you can exhaust these, discard the top card of your deck to prevent 1 of that damage.
All right. Well, anyways, so that was our look at Star-Lord. Star-Lord's pretty fun. It's been a while since I played him, but
what's fun is we joke around anytime anybody draws an extra encounter card, or especially if they got like 2 or a couple of them, like they deck and they use the IPAC or something. We're like, what are you doing? Playing Star-Lord over there?
Yeah, so I guess Star-Lord has been played quite often in proxy mode.
In spirit.
In spirit. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see new content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right. Bye.